As game week unfolds here for the Cleveland Browns, the biggest story in Cincinnati, and maybe the biggest story, or one of them anyway, in the National Football League, is Joe Burrow's calf injury. I mean, here in Cincinnati, it's like it has been 1A, topic 1A for since he got hurt. And he's progressing. There's no question about it. I mean, last week, when he get back to practice, he was in 7-on-7s and throwing the ball extremely well. The good news is Joe Burrow's body is strong. He's been working out the whole time. He looks bigger and stronger in my mind than I've ever seen him. He didn't take any beating at all whatsoever in training camp because of the injury. He's got no nicks, bumps, bruises other than the calf injury, but nothing else sustained. He doesn't have a tired arm from overthrowing at training camp. He looked good last week throwing the football from the pocket on 7-on-7. Now, he didn't do a whole lot of movement. He didn't run around, and that's totally understandable. That's the next ramp up, and that's what this week, when he's practicing this week, that's what everybody's going to be looking to see. Is he moving better? Joe, right now, if he could stay in the pocket and throw, he's good to go. But you want him in the pocket with the Cleveland Browns pass rush, the offensive line. As a former lineman, the offensive line right now is thinking, and running backs and other people responsible in blitz pickup, we have to keep him upright. We have to keep him clean. We have to protect Joe Burrow. And if he does go, I would not have a real problem if he decided to just end it. You know, if he feels the pressure, stay in the pocket, take the loss, don't run around and create and extend. If in fact you're in danger of re-injuring that calf, exacerbating that calf injury. Right now, with the calf, if he got kicked in the calf and it was a bruise, that's something totally different than what he's experienced. All you have to do, and it takes a while, is get that blood out of there, get the blood moving, get the blood reabsorbed. If it's a calf bruise, being hit, it wasn't. What it is, it's a calf pull. It's a strain, a muscle strain, and sprain, strain, pull, whatever you want to call it. I was told, having dealt with a few of them myself by doctors and trainers, it's first, second, third degree tear. Now he's nowhere near tear. First, second degree, he's got some muscle fibers that have been stretched. As a result, there's scar tissue that forms in there during that healing process. And the scar tissue is the thing that you fight. That's the final thing you have to fight. You have to break that scar tissue or stretch that scar tissue. And it can feel tight. It can feel awkward. That's what he's probably dealing with right now. I remember that feeling. And if Joe can't accelerate, or he can't burst, or he can't be sudden, he can't explode, that's a tough dynamic. I mean, if Myles Garrett's closing down on you and you see a lane and you want to go take advantage of that, and you have second doubts about, man, if I burst right now, what's going to happen to my calf? That's a tough thing to handle. So hopefully with another week of healing, and he goes through the different phases of moving around in and out of the pocket and things of that nature, he'll have a better indicator if he can go against the Cleveland Browns or not. That is the final phase, in my mind, the final phase of his recovery. He doesn't feel pain when he's pushing off, transferring weight, throwing the football, pushing off that right foot, which is the right calf is the one that was injured. He's not having issues there. So it's the final test, the final thing that he has to overcome is, can I explode? Can I burst? Because I'll tell you what, that's a big part of Joe Burrow's game. Everybody in the league is amazed at what he does in terms of creating and extending plays. There's nothing worse for a defense and a defensive coordinator to have the initial play totally defended, what the team came out of the huddle to operate, you took away totally. And then the quarterback, because of his athleticism and his ability to extend and create plays, breaks you down. And the second play turns out to be a big explosive play against you. That kills you. That kills you during the course of games. That's a big part of Joe Burrow's game. He's as good as just about anybody in the league doing that. But in order to do it, he has to have 100% confidence that that calf will not be an issue. So in summation, I think he's recovering well, looks like, but that final phase, that final step where I'm going to blow it out. I'm going to give it a 100% full shot like I'm in a game. That will be the test. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's when Joe Burrow will know for sure if he can play against the Cleveland Browns or not. And then if he feels like he doesn't want to take it to that point, do they feel comfortable playing him against the Cleveland Browns with limited movement ability in that regard and say, look, just if it's not there, stay in the pocket and, let's live for another down. Don't take any chances. Then you're playing with a diminished Joe Burrow in terms of what he can bring to the table from a playmaking standpoint. Tough decisions potentially. The rehab continues. Joe Burrow's injury will be talked about. It'll be headline news across the country as it's been the entire time.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.